Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on Favourite Worst Nightmare. I literally just got done finishing my Whatever People Say I Am video, and now we're diving straight into their second album, Favourite Worst Nightmare. I have also heard this album, but I don't remember it. It's been about 2 years since I've listened to this thing, maybe even more than that, maybe like 3 years. And I'm gonna be honest, the last time I listened to this album, I remember not being too crazy on it, and it kind of turned me away from ever returning. But we're going back into this thing with a completely fresh listen coming right off of the first album. There are a handful of songs that I do remember off of this album. I remember the opener, Brianstorm. I really like that song. I remember, obviously, Fluorescent Adolescent, because it's one of their biggest songs in general. And I also remember 505, because that's become one of their biggest songs as well, and I also just think it's a fantastic track, and one of the band's best. I'm going into this album with moderate expectations, but hoping to be won over. I'm going into this thing, you know, remembering not being too crazy on it, but also with optimism based on the fact that their first album's grown to be perfect to me. So, you know, hoping to like it, but expecting that I'm probably not be as crazy on this as their debut. This came out in 2007, just a year after the first album. It's 12 tracks, 38 minutes. It's shorter than the last album as well. I think I'm just gonna get straight into this, honestly. Track 1, Brianstorm. Not crazy on Alex Turner's vocals here. Instrumental is absolutely heat though. Whoa. Someone to kiss, someone to kick you. There's nothing that you couldn't slip through. Wait for a while, I doubt it's your style not to get. Yeah, this instrumental's carrying, even if I think Alex Turner's kind of dropping the ball a bit on this song. Well, see you later, innovator. Okay, Brianstorm is not as strong of an opener as The View from the Afternoon, but I think this song is actually pretty great. I will get my one gripe with this track out of the way, and I think that Alex Turner really drops the ball on this one. These vocals, well, it's not necessarily his actual vocals, but it's more just the performance itself that I feel like loses so much of the charm that was present on the previous album. It really feels a lot more forced. And, like, there's a certain sense of, like, he needs to immediately grab your attention and try and put on as much of it, like, an over-the-top show as possible. Whereas on the album, I felt like he was able to kind of play a character kind of effortlessly. Here, it just feels a little too forced. But besides that, I think this instrumental's absolutely fucking incredible. Easily the heaviest song, like heavier than anything we had on the previous album. This instrumental is thunderous, it's fiery, it's aggressive. There is so much push and drive to this thing. It's a hell of a way to kick off an album. I'm feeling a solid 8 on this track, like an 8.5, 8.6. It's great. Not quite as good as anything on the first album, but still great. Up next we have Teddy Picker. Better than Riot Van? No. This doesn't work. This is so dry. There is such a lack of passion in this song. Fucking hell. This song has, like, nothing going for it right now. Yikes. It says that we are defenders of any poser. I seem to be in the minority here. Okay. Don't like Matt Helder's drumming here though. It feels too quantized. It's losing that sloppiness that was present on the first album. Those 16th notes feel way too perfect. When there's people like you This song doesn't work that well for me. He's too on time. It's not that he's too on time. It's that it feels a little too perfect for this style of like garage rock and indie rock. It feels like, I don't know, it just feels too quantized, where with this you want there to be a little bit of sloppiness, you want there to be a little bit of imperfection, a little bit of dirt on the lens, because that's kind of like the attitude that is brought with this style of indie rock and garage rock. But the drums here feel so static. Matt Helders feels like he's losing a lot of his energy on this track. Also, I just find the song to be incredibly dry. That it's so desaturated and so colorless. And I get that's what the album's going for. It's trying to be a little darker. It's trying to be more brooding and moody than the first album. But that doesn't mean you have to lose all of your passion and all of your color. It can still have a lot of flavor and be tasteful and be moody at the same time. I think that this album just loses, this song loses all of that. This song has me worried. This was the same feeling I remember having the last time I listened to this a couple of years back. I'm feeling like a high 4 to a flat 5 on this song. That was rough. I'd say that's grown to like a flat to low 6 for me. I will say, while this track is still a little colorless, still lacks a little bit of that personality that was present on the first album, I do think the flow of this track is pretty great, and it definitely has its catchy moments that do bring it up a decent bit for me on a re-listen. It's not terrible. It has its moments. And I can see what they're going for. Oh man, this is a step down. D is for Dangerous. That's a stupid title. No, this is such a mess. Yeah, this is just kind of an uncanny valley territory for me, where it has its moments, but it's such a mess. Such a flaccid payoff. We're in for a rough ride, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, Brianstorm, that song went hard as fuck, but these two have lost all of the character and all of the fun. This is so bland. This is kind of insane in how bland it is. This has lost all of the flavor, all of the character, and has instead opted for like lowest common denominator garage rock that I feel like, where the previous album had so much variety, it had so much density in its instrumentals, so much playful charisma and great chemistry that felt so electric. This is just losing that. You don't see how this sounds different from the debut? This feels so different to me. I get that they're trying to do something moodier, but that doesn't mean you have to lose the fun. This is like not only losing the fun, but it feels like it's sucking the fun out in real time. I'm feeling like another low 5 on this track, like a 5.2, 5.3. Arctic Monkeys aren't your cup of tea? They've never really been my cup of tea either outside of the first album, but based on the other 2 albums I've heard at least. But, you know, we're going through the discography to see if I can have my opinion changed on them. We got Fluorescent Adolescent, we got 505. Maybe we're just on a bit of a rough run here. Please, for the love of God, say this album picks itself up. Balaclava, up next.
Running off over next door's garden before the hour is done. It's more a question of feeling than it is a question of fun.
Okay.
Will blood run down the face of a boy bewildered and scorned. Will you find yourself in a skirmish? Will you wish you'd never been born?
Oh shit! See, there we go. This kind of has that drive.
Pulling her from a burning building or throwing her to the sharks. Can only hope that the ending is just pleasure.
Whatever.
That's right. Daggers are drawn. Who's the crooks in this crowd?
There's that imagery that was present on the first album. Section's fine. Ooh, great harmony. Hell of a vocal performance as well. That's so fun.
Balaclava. Keep on the balaclava.
There we go. Okay, now we're back on track. Balaclava is a very fun track that I feel like brings back a lot of the attitude, the style, and the chemistry between the band. Plenty of fun sections. I think that the drive on this track is absolutely fantastic. A couple points where it loses momentum. I don't think this is an absolutely like perfect song or one of the absolute best, you know, especially in comparison to the first album. But this song is such a massive step up from the previous two, and hopefully a not misleadingly promising turn for the album here. I know we got Fluorescent Adolescent next, so that means we got two good songs back to back. Praying to God that the album is able to keep this up. I'm feeling a low 8 on this track, like an 8.2, 8.3. Let's see. Fluorescent Adolescent up next. I already know I like this song. This is a classic indeed.
You used to get it in your fishnets, now you only get it in your night dress. Discarded all the naughty nights for niceness. Everything's in order in a black hole. Nothing seems to pity is the past though. That bloody memory's like an El Tabasco. The best you ever had, the best you ever had is just dreams. When as daft as they seem, as daft as they seemed, my love, when you dream them all. Sex tips, remember when the bars were all electric, and now when she told she's gonna get it.
I hope not, because the writing is far from this song's strong suit. I think it's the instrumental that carries. I don't care about the writing on this track. He's northern, it's impossible to tell what he's saying. Incredible call and response. Bringing back the chemistry on this song. Fluorescent Adolescent is by far the best song so far, and it's not even close. 9.3. Low 9. Incredible song. An absolute classic in UK indie rock. This song is such a burst of color that feels like it reinvigorates the saturation on this album. It feels like finally stepping into the house on the cover and stepping out of the grim world that has been the rest of this project and finally getting to be like, oh, it's nice in here, you know? Where's this been for the rest of the fucking album? It feels like it's reaching the quality of the first album. Not like quite on the same like 10 out of 10 perfect level. I feel like this song, the rating on this song is a little basic, but still. When the instrumental is this good, when the chemistry is this electric, when the colors and the textures on this song are as satisfying as they are, I really can't complain at all. This is a true classic, and deservedly so. Fantastic track, easily the best of the bunch so far. Only Ones Who Know. See, this is Riot Van Part 2 here.
In a foreign place, the saving grace was the feeling better on your own.
See, this is delightful. The moody atmosphere easily works way better here.
And I hope you're holding hands by New Year's Eve.
Oh, really, Crocky? I know Queens of the Stone Age and Arctic Monkeys are frequent collaborators. Like Josh Homme even produced Humbug? Or was it Suck It and See that he produced? And Alex Turner's on Like Clockwork as well. Yeah, Only Ones Who Know is locking it into me that the album's picked itself up. We've got 3 good songs in a row. I am feeling another solid 8 on this one, like an 8.4, I think. This is a lovely, mellow moment for the album to take here. The moodier atmosphere absolutely works its best here, as I feel like this track is able to just envelop you in the desaturated kind of feeling of this, without feeling like it's too bland, without feeling like it's too grim. Everything still feels like it's Still got a lot of personality. Just, you know, without all of the bright colors that I feel like Fluorescent Adolescent had. This isn't the type of song that I'd see myself returning to a whole bunch, obviously. I feel like maybe pacing-wise, it's a bit of an out-of-nowhere slowdown coming after Fluorescent Adolescent. It feels a little jarring, but, you know, I can't complain too much when the actual quality of this track is as high as it is. Yeah, it's looking like we've taken a step in the right direction with these past 3 tracks. I'm hoping we can keep this up. I also have Do Me a Favor. Not time for the bad thing yet, the bad thing's later.
Well, the morning was complete. In several hours or several weeks, I'd have the cheek to say they're equally as bleak.
I like how clicky these toms are. You get a lot of attack on them.
It's the beginning of the end.
Ooh.
The car went up the hill. Do me a favor and break my favor and tell me to go away.
No, not a terrible build. It's just a little bit of an awkward rise here. Oh, but then it slips right back into this beautiful.
She walked away while her shoes were untied. And curiosity becomes a heavy load. Will force you to be cold.
Oh,
Do me a favor and ask if you need some help.
oh my god.
Perhaps fuck off might be too kind.
Damn, it turns so bitter at the end there. My mum's listening to Arctic Monkeys upstairs right now. What songs are you listening to? She's listening to From the Ritz to the Rubble right now. I can hear it. Do Me a Favor is one of, if not the best songs so far. I think outside of that one little rise that's a little bit awkward, I think this track stands out as an absolutely beautiful highlight on this project. A song that honestly kind of recontextualizes the previous track and kind of makes the placement feel a little bit more warranted, as this is kind of a nice continuation of that more depressed, moody feeling that gets a little more bitter here. Yeah, that final line is really punchy. Perhaps fuck off might be too kind. And obviously, you know, also talk about do me a favor, stop flattering yourself, too heavy to hold, I'll force you to be cold. Yeah, a really nice turn for the bitter here. This album's really picked itself up. I feel like it might honestly just be those 2 tracks towards the start that I end up not fucking with, hopefully. I'm really hoping it can keep this up. I'm feeling like a 9.5 on that song. Literally, the only thing that would bring this up to being a 10 would be like if that awkward rise was maybe just fine-tuned a little bit to not feel as out of place as it does with the rest of the song. Fucking incredible explosive moment at the end as well. Completely just swept me off my feet, dude. I'm hoping we can keep this up. This House is a Circus up next. Circus music indeed.
This house is a circus, berserkers fuck. We tend to see that as a perk, no look. This house is a circus, berserkers fuck. Room for a trouble and there's lovers to be at those. Walls and make sinners out of such lovely lads. We're forever unfulfilled.
No. Okay, we're stepping back into some of the problems that I had with tracks 2 and 3. This is kind of the opposite effect. Tracks 2 and 3 was super bland for me. This is too overstuffed. It's trying to do too much at once, and it's completely fucking fumbling. I am really struggling to follow along with everything that's going on here. This track is like way overstuffing itself right now.
And dead men die.
My girlfriend's watching this stream. She texted me, I love how disappointed you look.
The more you open your mouth, the more you're forcing performance.
What?
Wriggling around in his literature will forget. And with the notion that his life not filled. This house is a circus, berserkers forever.
Okay. Nice explosive outro. Oh shit. This song is like 1/3 really great and 2/3 fucking atrocious. I think that this track has two moments that sound fucking incredible. That first well, not fucking incredible. That first switch going into the second half is actually pretty nice. I found myself able to move to that easily. I felt like the song gave itself the space it needed. Really nice switch up before it went back into the ridiculous bullshit that didn't work. And then that final explosive moment at the end was bliss. Absolute bliss. But the rest of this song was genuinely so fucking tedious. Some of the weakest vocal melodies on the entire album, the instrumental felt about as like ridiculous and over the top as it can get, and it goes way too far into that to the point where I can't take the song seriously on any level. And man, the writing on this song is fucking unbearable. This is probably the worst of the bunch so far. It's a high 4 for me. 4.8. Up next we have If You Were There, Beware. Going a bit spooky with this one.
If you were there, beware the serpent soul
Really? I don't know. I'm more positive on this album than I was expecting to be so far, honestly. Yeah, only having 3 songs that I've not been crazy on so far, that's shocking to me. Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from, though. I feel like I'm in the minority with this. It's just a debut song. Yeah, it does feel kind of very similar to their debut, this one. Just, yeah, kind of with that more moody atmosphere. Love that fuzzy bass tone. Got a little bit of attack on it as well, that's nice. Oh, I didn't show you guys this. For context, my initial score going into this is a 63. That's my score from before that I could remember. That was like a rough estimate that I gave the album based on memory. So far, the album's cruising at like high 7 out of 10 territory. So we're doing better than beforehand already. What the fuck? What a wet fart to end this song on. Explosion? No. Well, not yet, at least. Fuck. There we go. Saved it indeed. Listen, that one slow down section at the end is a complete fucking wet fart that this song takes as like its penultimate moment. But man, when it kicks back in at the end there, it wins me back over. I think the song really did save itself at the end there. Yeah, one of the fieriest songs we've gotten so far. Aggressive, loud, blaring guitar tones, consistently explosive all the way throughout. One of the better uses of vocal effects throughout the song as well. I feel like the kind of gated thing they've got going on with the vocals here works arguably the best on this song out of any up to this point. This one is another solid 8 for me, 8.6. Another big step in the right direction. This House is a Circus had me a little bit worried, but you know, this is steering us back in the right direction. Next we have The Bad Thing. I think I remember this song, but I don't know. I remember this song. This song isn't good. Yeah, I remember this song. This song fucking sucks. I'm spoiling it now. This song fucking sucks.
And I only need to get half an excuse and I'm away. But I've been before, and all these capers make us too good for it to ignore.
I think that might be where I remember it from, yeah. So I don't remember my experience of listening to this track. I think it might just be that I remember it from. Oh my my god, dude, it's so aggravating. Exactly, forgot how to do vocal melodies. So cheesy. It's a bit too overly cheesy for me. That, even the guitars just feel so unalive here. Particularly that one in the right channel, it just doesn't feel like it's going anywhere, you know? It doesn't feel like the song even wants, like the guitar even wants to be present on the song, sorry.
No excuse.
The weakest of the bunch by a fucking landslide, ladies and gentlemen. The bad thing is a bad song that I feel like leans too hard into the cheesiness and completely fumbles the tone of this album. We have had a nice, effectively moody album up to this point that has been darker, it's been a little grittier, it's been a little more desaturated, but it's been able to keep up a pretty immersive feeling all the way throughout, and this just breaks the immersion. This is an album-killing track. This feels so out of place, like it doesn't belong as an actual album track. This feels like a B-side. I'm genuinely shocked that this made it in. I'm feeling a high 3 on this one, like a 3.8, 3.9. It's shocking that this made it onto the album. One of the most baffling choices to include this. Old Yellow Bricks. Exactly, the bad thing is the bad thing. Okay, 4 on the floor thing. This is gonna have to do a lot to keep my attention. Think cell phone bad? Yeah.
Who wants to sleep in a city that never wakes up? She was enraged by the way.
This bridge is nice. This bridge adds a nice bit of space in the song. Yeah, the song doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Did his fucking voice just crack? It did crack.
Dorothy was right though.
This one's just uninteresting, to be honest. It's such a meat and potatoes, very bland garage rock track that I feel like doesn't do anything to make itself stand out. This feels like it could have been made by any number of like less notable bands than Arctic Monkeys. This song really does feel like it could have been made by just any garage rock band. It kind of has a little bit of the moody twang that the rest of this album has at points, but for the most part, I just found this song to be utterly uninteresting. I am feeling a flat 5 on this one. It's not bad, it's not good, I just have nothing to say about it. It is utterly boring. Final song is good though, 505. This is one of my favorite songs from the band, to be honest. Fucking so much silence, skip that shit. This song's really good.
I'm going back to 505. In my imagination, you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs. Stop and wait a sec. When you look at me like that, my darling, what did you expect? Or I did last time I checked. Not shy of a spark. The knife twists at the thought that I should fall.
So atmospheric, dude. It's so just soaked in sorrow, dude. This song is so... fucking bassline catches me off guard every time. Yeah, the emotions just feel so tangible on this song. It's so easy to connect to immediately. I'd say this captures the emotions arguably even better than some of the more emotional cuts on the debut. Like, there's just so much despair here. It's genuinely so dark. And then, of course, it has the crazy switch up in the back half. It blew my mind the first time I listened to this.
I crumble completely when you cry. It seems like once again you've had to breathe.
Like, it's not even... There's no fucking competition that this is the best song on the album. This song is the easiest 10 on the planet. An absolute marvel of a track that I feel like perfectly encapsulates what I wish the album was as a whole. I enjoyed this album a lot on a second listen, but this song is just so seeped in a very deep depression. This song is so bleak, it's so cold. Even in its explosive moment, it is emotionally empty. That is what I wish they did with the moodiness. I wish they committed this hard to the moodiness throughout the rest of the album and not just kind of as like an emotional peak for the outro here. This song is a fucking masterpiece. Goes even higher than some of the more emotional moments on the first album, in my opinion. This track is... It's literally one of the best displays of how to do like an emotional punchy track and still have it have so much dynamic range without feeling like it loses the moodiness and the despaired feeling. That's the word I was looking for, despaired. This song is fucking perfect. It's literally perfect. I think that the switch up is fucking incredible. It's not like that the switch up only exists for shock factor that wears off on repeat listens. It's still just as impactful with me having heard this song upwards of like 20 times. It's still just as impactful. And I think that it is absolutely like the highlight of the entire album is just the second half of this song. Absolutely. Yeah, this song's a fucking masterpiece. One of the best Arctic Monkeys songs, full stop, in my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Favorite Worst Nightmare by Arctic Monkeys. We got through this album pretty quick. I've been recording less than an hour. I know this one's shorter than whatever people say I am, but yeah, we got through this one quick. We got through this one pretty quick. I am going to add up the scores, and then I will tell you what my overall score for the album is. Okay. Real quick, before I give you my score, make sure you check out my Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not reaction if you haven't. It will be somewhere at the end card of this video. I'm feeling a 7.2 out of 10 on this album, ladies and gentlemen. Feeling a low 7 on this one. It's better than I initially thought. I think this album has some pretty fucking fantastic highlights, and for the most part is a really enjoyable, more moody, more depressing experience than the first album. It sees the band taking it in a bit more of a mature direction. It sees the band taking it in a much more personal and intimate direction that is focused much more on the emotion more so than it is on kind of the youthful chaos that the first album did. It's kind of an insane tonal switch from the first album. It's so fucking different. I think this project, I don't know, it's not necessarily a sophomore slump. I definitely still think the album's good, but it does suffer from some pretty big problems, namely the fact that a lot of the tracks on this album, you know, there are 5 tracks on this 12-track album, so almost half the track list just suffers from being very bland. I think that this album really has a problem with kind of finding its footing and how to do this moody style without losing the color, without losing the energy and kind of the chemistry with the band. There are a good handful of tracks on this album that just felt so sparse, that felt so lifeless, that felt like they lacked any of that electricity that the first album had in the performances, that felt like it lacked all of the charisma that was brought with Alex Turner's writing and performances in the first album. This is definitely a step down. It's good, but it's absolutely a step down from the first album, and one that, I don't know, it leaves me a little bit concerned for where we're going to go with the future projects. I know the next album, is Humbug the next one? Yeah, Humbug's the next one. The album's produced by Josh Homme. Apparently they kind of take it in a Queens of the Stone Age direction, so I have high hopes. Queens of the Stone Age, one of my favorite rock bands ever. I'm going into that album with decent hopes, but yeah. This album, it's good, not quite great. We'll see where we go from here moving forward. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below and how it compares to other Arctic Monkeys albums for you. Make sure you check out my Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not reaction. The link for that will be somewhere on the screen around here. Like and sub if you haven't. We are on our way to 4K. Links in the description to my Discord, my album in the my Twitter, and my other channels. Check those out if you haven't. And I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye bye.